everybody, it's Mel. Thank you so much for joining me today for my Roll of Reads TBR. I am really excited because this month I am bringing back Roll of Reads for the Roll of Reads Readathon. So throughout the entire month of March, I am doing a readathon based on my old TBR game Roll of Reads. If you want all of the information, all of the details about the prompts, how to play the game, what the rules are, all of those things, I will link you to the announcement video and my video where I go through all of the prompt cards and explain how you complete those prompts, where the inspiration came from, all of that sort of thing. They will be linked in the description below so you can go and check that out. I would absolutely love it if you would join me for the readathon. That would be super amazing. All you have to do to participate is roll up your TBR and read the books. There is a giveaway, and the way that you enter the giveaway is to submit the books that you've read for the prompts, and you do that via a Google form that is also linked in the description below in the general information that I have put down there for all of the things that you need, including the prompts cards, FAQs about the game. Everything that you'll need will be down in the description, so you can go ahead and fill in that form for every single book that you read and the prompt that you've read it for. Each book that you read and submit, your name will be put into the giveaway draw once. But if you do a TBR and you announce it anywhere online, whether it be Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, wherever it might be, and you submit the form again with the URL linked to it so I can go and check it out, that will give you 2 entries into the giveaway prize draw, which I will draw early on in April. 2 lucky winners will get a free book off their wish list. So anyway, I'm doing my TBR today, so obviously I'm going to be playing Roll of Reads and going ahead and joining my own readathon, as you would imagine. So that is what I'm doing today. I'm going to do the game and talk you through all the books that I'm going to be reading for my Roll of Reads readathon throughout the month of March. Let's go now and, yeah, get started. Okay, first up, let's roll to see how many rolls we're going to have to do. 7. Okay, so 7 rolls is what we will be doing overall, and let's hope there are no 1s and that those 7 rolls don't include 3 of the same number, because then I'll be adding rolls, but fingers crossed. Let's go now for roll number 1. Alright, so roll number 1 is 12. Which is a mood read. Well, that's a nice way to start off, isn't it? Awesome. I'll take that and place the card. And for number 1, we got mood read, which is very, very exciting. I'm not going to pick a book now. I'm going to do this as a proper mood read and just choose it at some point throughout the month. However, I'll let you know a few books that I am thinking about reading. So first of all, I'm actually thinking about reading some Leigh Bardugo. I would really, really like to reread Ninth House at some point soon. I am hoping that I'll actually get a chance to do that at the end of this month in February, because I still have a week left of February. I do have a few other books that I need to read, but I'm really hoping that I'll get a chance to read this one. And if I do, then I will choose Hellbent, which is the second book in the series. I believe it's going to be a duology, I'm not 100% sure, as my mood read, probably. So I don't want to tell you, I don't actually know a lot about this book, so I can't tell you a lot about it anyway, but I don't really want to go into a huge amount of detail because I don't want to spoil anything. But Ninth House is about Alex Stern, who has some supernatural abilities. She can speak to ghosts, and she is sent to Yale to join the Ninth House, which is the house that kind of monitors all of the other supernatural occult houses at Yale University. Bunch of other stuff going on, but that's essentially what the book is about, and I assume the continuation will be similar. So these are very, very strong contenders for my mood read for March. The other potentials are another Leigh Bardugo, which is Crooked Kingdom, which is the second book in the Six of Crows duology. These 2 books, we are in the Grishaverse, which is the kind of fantastical magical land that Leigh Bardugo has written many books that live in. The trilogy of The Shadow and Bone is the first Grisha books, but these ones are also set in the Grisha universe. They follow a ragtag team of thieves and ne'er-do-wells who team up together and form the Crows. I read Six of Crows a while ago now, and I really want to pick up Crooked Kingdom. I've been meaning to do so for quite a while, but just haven't got there yet. So that is a very strong contender as well, depending essentially how I go towards the end of this week. Some other options are The Betrayals by Bridget Collins. I don't know a huge amount about this one. I've forgotten most of what I've read about it or heard about it, but I remember that it sounded really fantastic. When I bought it, I also really enjoyed The Binding by Bridget Collins as well, and so that also prompted me to pick this one up. So that is a very strong contender as well. And then the final book that I might pick up as a mood read is The Watchmaker of Filigree Street. I don't know a huge amount about this one either. It is a historical fiction, historical fiction kind of mystery book, and it's actually quite short, so that's kind of making me feel like this might be quite a strong contender as well, but we'll see how we go. So that is the mood read, my first roll. So let's go now and see what roll number 2 is going. Roll number 2 is 10. We have continuous series. Nice, that's excellent. And replace that card. For roll number 2, I rolled a 10, and for that I got continue a series. So I'm actually going to read A Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir. This is the 3rd book in a quartet, which is, I think the entire series is called An Ember in Ashes. I've read the first 2 books, I really enjoyed them, and I keep meaning to pick this one up and the 4th one and just never quite manage it. So it's time it goes on the TBR. I recently did a video where I talked through all of the series that I'm in the middle of, and it was, quite startling. So I'd like to try and read some series this year. So yeah, that's this one. It's a fantasy series, young adult fantasy series. It's basically a empire of people similar to the Roman Empire who have taken over a bunch of different other peoples, including the scholars, and they have essentially enslaved them. And we follow Elias, who is one of the, what they call them? The marshals, which is the empire. So he's one of the marshals, and he has deserted. He's decided he doesn't want a part of that anymore, and he has taken up with Laya, who is escaping and trying to free her brother from prison. And they're on the run, basically, but they're trying to free her brother from prison. So that's all I'm going to say. That's all I remember. I may have to see if I can find a recap of this, so I will have a look at recaptions first of all, which is run by fellow booktuber Amber from Books with Amber, or Books of Amber. But yeah, that is a book that I'm quite looking forward to reading, and I do want to try and finish some series, so this will help with that. So thank goodness I got that card. Alright, roll number 3. Roll number 3. 18, okay. 18 is a bard. I will have to look up what a bard means, but we did get a bard. Replace the card. Roll number 3, and we got 18, and for that I picked up Bard. So some of these cards relate to TBR Campaign, which is the game that I'm playing at the moment on a monthly basis. So Bard is one of the classes that you can play in Dungeons & Dragons, which Roll of Reeds was loosely based on. TBR Campaign is more closely based on, and the actual prompt for Bard is that I need to read a book that features music or has an instrument on the cover. I've decided to go with I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman. This is one of Alice Oseman's young adult novels. I don't know a huge amount about it, to be honest. I don't believe that it is in the Heartstopper Nick and Charlie universe, but I'm not 100% sure. But essentially we follow a character who I have actually completely forgotten what their name is. It's been a while since I looked into all of Alice Oseman's works, but anyway, I think we're basically following a person who is very into a band and basically becomes a groupie and sort of follows them around. So that is how it relates to music. I've been reading slowly, but I have been reading all of Alice Oseman's work, since last year when I fell in love with the Heartstopper series. So yeah, this is another one I haven't read yet, and I'm really excited to continue with reading Alice Oseman's backlist. Let's do roll number 4 now. Roll number 4. An 8. Oh, okay. It's a thief. We have 2 character classes. Interesting. Place that card as well. Roll number 4, I landed on the number 8, and for this one I picked up Thief. So this is another character class card, and for this I need to read a book that features an unlawful or morally grey character. So I've decided to go with Dark Harmony by Laura Thalassa. This is the 3rd and I think final book in the Bargainer series, which I've been reading with Ellie from Earl Grey Books and a few other booktubers in the read-along that Ellie organised. I've been really enjoying the series. I find it incredibly easy to read and a lot of fun, and yeah, I decided that I wanted to continue to read. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it, but turns out I really enjoy it. So the unlawful character, well, I think they're all quite morally grey. So we follow a main character who is a siren called Calypso. She does a lot of quite questionable things in her line of work. She also has summoned on several occasions and made deals with the Bargainer. The Bargainer is actually a Fae king, but in our universe, in the human world, he is an sort of underworld loan shark. He's kind of the guy that you call on when you need favours, and he will grant you those favours, but then you owe him a favour. And he's definitely morally grey as well. He does a lot of questionable things. So I really think it works for this prompt. It is a new adult dark fantasy romance, so we follow Calypso and this other character, the Bargainer, and their relationship, but there's also a lot of other worldly stuff going on, and yeah, it's just a fun ride. So I'm excited to continue with it in March. All right, roll number 5. Roll number 5 is 13. Translated. Interesting. Okay. Have to think about that one. And for roll number 5, I landed on 13. Still no ones or repeats, let alone 3. So that's looking good. And I landed on the prompt translated. So this is to read any book that has been translated into the language that I read, which is English. I only speak one language, I only read one language. I've decided to be kind to myself. I did have another book in mind initially, but I've decided to be kind to myself, and I'm going to read this little book here, which is Cheese Sweet Home, Volume 1. This is translated from Japanese, I believe. First published in Japan, yeah. So it's been translated from Japanese into English, and it's just a cute little story about this little cat called Chi. It is a manga, so that's not something that I've really explored very much before, but I have quite enjoyed a lot of the different anime that I have watched over the years, so I do feel like it's not like it's completely out of my comfort zone. It's just the format that I have not really explored, so I'm not sure how I'll go with that. However, this has been both translated into English and also printed so that it's printed the way that we read, which I think will help me because I don't think it'll mess with my brain quite as much, just because it's hard to get used to a thing that you're not used to. So yeah, being a manga, again, I'm not a huge graphic novel reader, as you know, manga reader, but it is something I've been exploring a bit more of, and I just thought this was really cute and sweet and something that I could really enjoy, read quite quickly, and yeah. Sorry, I forgot to say who the author was. Konami Kanata. I really hope I have said that correctly. I apologize if I haven't. So this is about a mischievous newborn American short-hair cat. She gets lost. Yeah, it's just about Chi and what her adventures. Don't know much more than that, but it looks really cute. And now roll number 6. Roll number 6. We're doing okay so far. No numbers repeated, so hopefully these last 2 aren't. Or a 1. 4. A BIPOC author. Excellent. And replace that card. Rolled a 4, which is another number that has had no repeats, so thank goodness for that. And I got the prompt, a BIPOC author. This is perfect because the Last to Read book club is reading A Song of Race and Ruin duology by Roseanne A. Brown starting in March, and Roseanne A. Brown is a BIPOC author, so it fits in perfectly. I don't actually know very much about this duology. I know it's a fantasy, young adult fantasy. It's basically all I know, so I'm looking forward to reading it anyway and finding out. I've heard mostly good things about this book, maybe not so much the second book, but a lot of people have loved the first one, so I'm very excited to read it and see what I think. But yeah, that's that one. Fingers crossed, this is the final roll. Let's go find out. Final roll. The only thing that could happen from here is we could get a 1, but fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Phew! 11. And that is a cleric. So 3 character class cards. Interesting. And we rolled an 11, which means that no more rolls are needed. Yay! So final roll, final book, 7 books in total, which is fantastic. And the final roll, I got a cleric. So this prompt means that I need to read a book that features religion or mythology. And I've decided to go with Bethany from Beautifully Bookish Bethany's Patreon pick for the month of March, and that is Healer of the Water Monster by an author who I completely forgot to jot down, but the cover is here so you'll be able to see who the author is, and I will definitely look it up as I go along. I don't know much about this one either. It is a middle grade. It is written by a First Nations American author, and it is about First Nations American mythology, beliefs. I don't really know anything more than that. It sounds really cute though, and I'm looking forward to reading it. That was the final roll, so therefore that was the final book. I did manage to fit in my Last to Read book club, so I'm very happy about that. I do have another book that I want to try and read in March, which is the book that was chosen for myself, Lana and Ellie to read for our Ko-Fi, which we will vlog, and that is a perk that people get for our Ko-Fi. The information for that is down below if you'd like to join us. And I can't remember, even though I've asked Ellie countless times what the book is called, I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called, but I will put it up here. We are reading and vlogging it over 3 months, so I could read it in April, but I want to try and read it in March because that will make life a little bit easier. So that might even, in fact, be a mood read because I actually forgot about it a few minutes ago when I was talking about mood read. So we'll see there. And then I do have a NetGalley book that I'd like to try and get to as well. I, again, need to read that either in March or April. So again, I'll see how I go. I cannot also remember what this one is called, but again, I'll put the cover there for you so you'll see. But yeah, so that's my TBR. Those are some other books that I'm potentially interested in reading. I may end up putting one of those books up as my mood read as well. But again, mood read, I'm just going to see what I feel like. So we'll see how we go there. But yeah, that is my TBR for the Readathon Roll of Reads. That is happening in March. I didn't say before, but it is happening throughout the entire month of March. I would absolutely love it if you could join me, even if you just end up rolling 1 or 2 rolls. That'd be really awesome. I think that is everything that I need to talk to you about today. As I said before, all the information that you need to join in the Readathon is listed down below, as is the information to join the Last to Read book club Ko-Fi. Have a look at our Etsy store. All of those things, they're all down below in the description as well. Please leave me a comment. Let me know if you're joining me in the Readathon. Let me know if you've made your TBR yet. Let me know what books you'll be reading. All of those things down in the comments below. If you'd like to leave me a comment but you don't know what, then leave me a dice emoji, because as you saw, we were using a couple of different dice there. All of my social media details are listed in the description below, so if you'd like to go and follow me on any of those other platforms, please feel free to do so. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.